very special day, Women's Day. And on this special day, we have a very special guest who will be joining us. Now, when it comes to womanhood, when it comes to motherhood, these two are such an important aspect, not only in our personal life, but in our professional life as well. So we always look towards those individuals who actually have broken the barriers and came forward as a leaders, and especially women as a leader. That is something, a very unique composition. So many challenges, so many problems, family, work life balance, and whatnots. But there are many of them who have come at the forefront in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all those problems which they might have faced in their day to day life. So, without taking much of the time, I'm going to introduce an amazing personality who actually comes from our profession, because real estate and women, they go hand in hand. When it comes to either choosing the house, the decision making authority goes to a woman. When it comes to helping, either it is a male realtor or it's a female realtor. If it's a male realtor, there's a big back support of women at home. If it is a female realtor, she's the one who is coming at forefront, going into the field and making sure to do the best for their clients. But of course, this profession brings a lot of challenges for our women counterpart. And we are going to discuss about all those aspects of the real estate industry, how we can overcome those challenges and go on to the role of leadership. So let me introduce you the president from Toronto Real Estate Board for year 2021, none other than Lisa Patel. So Lisa, I would like to welcome you on our special section today where we are talking about Women's Day.
Thank you. Excuse me. So thank you so much for having me here with you tonight. And, I know that we're used to probably talking about real estate, but you're talking about a subject that's very close to my heart. And, so to everyone out there, happy International Women's Day.
That's really fantastic, Lisa. And I would like to convey my special thanks to you for joining us for today. And a big and very special thanks to all the staff of Toronto Real Estate Board. Especially like Tisha, she was coordinating with my team, and a special thanks to Flossie from my team. They both were coordinating the effort and wanted to make sure that we bring this message forward to all our realtors fraternity and tell them how a woman can reach at the role of a leadership, especially in the real estate industry. So how was your day overall? I'm pretty sure it was a busy day for you.
It is, with all kinds of meetings still set up, and of course the opportunity to speak with you and everybody that's listening today. I'm grateful, and I thank everybody for all the beautiful messages that are coming in and that are being shared out for International Women's Day. And as you said, to your staff, to TREB staff, and to everybody in the industry, from my heart to all of you, much love and respect.
That's fantastic. So I'm pretty sure there was a lot of activity happening at TREB as well. How was the things going over there at TREB? I know because of COVID, there's not too many people who are actually coming to office, but still, this is something a special day. Though I personally believe, Lisa, womanhood should be celebrated every single day of the year.
But that's still a good motto. So now anybody listening, you have to do it every day of the year. And I actually have to say thank you to you and your amazing team, because I really appreciate the flowers that were sent. So the orchid is beautiful. Thank you very much.
Oh wow, I'm good. I'm glad to know that you really loved it. Now you know what? I think that is a beautiful significance of today's day. Flowers and nature as they blossom our relationship is going to blossom as well.
That's
Right?
right. So we just grounded, right? Because flowers are connected to the earth. So we have a grounding effect. So we're even bringing energy all around us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me, what other special things happened in your life today, as like it's a special occasion. So I want to know a little bit more about how your day went, like from morning until today, and so just tell me a little bit more about for today's day.
Well, to be perfectly frank, there hasn't been a lot of time. I started off with, I usually start my days with meditation. So I spend 2 hours into meditation and my own mindful process. From that point, it's getting into exercise, emails, and of course, I had a media interview. And so stay tuned for that as well. And then it's been several meetings and several posts because we want to aspire so many people as well as acknowledge so much of the past and the present and where we're headed in the future.
That's great. So I came to know something else about you. You do meditation, right? That's good. I'm a 4 o'clock guy, and so from 4 o'clock until one and a half hour is my meditation time. So I think
So we're in the same zone.
absolutely, absolutely. And what I personally feel, this is a good way to connect with yourself. There is so much abundance of energy in our inner self, and if we try to explore that, I think that energy can do wonders. And meditation,
Absolutely. And to add to that, I mean, being in a pandemic, in a global pandemic, we have so much more energies all around us and getting grounded in tune to yourself, but not only in tune to yourself, but the energy that we have to give, as leaders, we spend so much time giving of ourselves. And the key there is also putting that energy of intentions to give out to the world.
absolutely, absolutely. And personally, I want to say a special thanks to all the women in our surrounding as well. I have my beautiful daughter, Shreya, my wife, Nidhi, my mom, and of course, Lisa. We are actually expecting another
Wow.
little bundle of joy, which is due on 20th of March. And she is going to be another wonderful woman in our family.
Amazing. Congratulations. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I was talking to Nidhi about her. She is a true representation of hope. She is a true representation of new life because she came into existence during COVID, and she have fought whole COVID when the whole world was struggling, and she is coming into this beautiful world. So I think she is a true representation of hope and new life for us.
Those are definitely the gifts of life for sure.
So Lisa, I have a lot of questions.
You do. I heard you have lots of questions. The bigger one is, where do we start?
Absolutely. Because see, we are in such a wonderful industry, and you have reached onto the level where you have represented Trump as a president over there. You have gone through all those challenges of life. I'm pretty sure your journey was not that easy. There has been a lot of ups and downs, but still becoming a success story and reaching onto those heights is a commendable effort, and I think a true role model for our women entrepreneurs. And this is what is more important. So there are a lot many people who wants to know a little bit more about the challenges and all the tough times which you might have gone through. So my first question to you is, first of all, what do you think about women in the real estate industry?
I'm proud of women in the industry. I celebrated today and paid homage to Sadie Moranis, who was the first woman president. So let me just take everybody back a little. I am officially the 10th woman in 100 years of real estate, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. And I wear that very proudly because I look at it as I'm an example for so many more. I'm a stone that's that's opening up for generations and generations to come. I'm also the second woman of color out of those 10 women. And so I look at it as, this is an era of change. You talked about hope. This is an era of change. This is an era of breakthrough. And so when I think about women, and then I think about, some of the first females that ever got a real estate license and that became a TREB member. So we're going back to Gertrude Tate. And so I think about them as iconic, and they opened up a chapter for so many of us to come through. And look at today, we have our membership has 40% women. Now, I know on the Canadian side of Canada, I think we represent about approximately 53%. I have to double check that stat, but I think it's around there. But in TREB membership, I can tell you that we are approximately 40%. And so when I think about, some of our, so the breakthrough chapters of our industry of women and how far we've come, they play such a strong and dominant role. And, all of us together have broken through different chapters in our lives in real estate. But I pay so much homage to women because, they stepped up the game from the traditional, if we go back to history, the homemaker to, the entrepreneur. And now you have so many women that are buying real estate, investing in real estate, that are doing incredible things for the world on so many different levels.
That's great to know, Lisa. And as you mentioned about such a high percentage of women in TREB, and that's a surprising news to me, to be very frank. And I really feel proud on that. So even at SaveMax, in our group, we have a group of almost 400 people who works in various either at the realtor level or in the admin, marketing, HR, accounting. We have 100 strong women who are the backbone of our business.
You know what? I have to do this because, they deserve this.
Oh, wow.
I give so much tribute to the things that women do. And I mean, I was brought up from a strong woman, I have to admit. My mom was the one that wore the pants in the house. I called it, my dad was the ideas man, and my parents were entrepreneurs. They owned and operated 18 different businesses across Ontario. And it was hotels, motels, department stores, convenience stores, you name it, they did it. The Argonaut t-shirt factory, they were clothing designers. But my mom was the brains to the operation. And, they had some business background, but they didn't know all of those industries. And my dad was like, there's money in motels, let's do motels, and, pack up 4 kids. And my mom was all over it. Her intuition not only guided her, but she knew what needed to be done. So to all of you out there, to all the women out there, I pay mad respect to all of you for everything that you do. And I can't imagine what it's like to have to raise children in today's world, plus, be an entrepreneur, have any kind of profession, or be working on a regular basis and managing all of this in today's world.
That's pretty good to know. Lisa, when it comes to women, work-life balance poses a big challenge to women, especially as a realtors. How do you manage your work-life balance, and what is your suggestion to all the women realtors out there?
So a couple things. I always am a strong believer of 85% of what you write down gets done. So I do a process every week where I write down everything that needs to get done in the following week. And I have 2 calendars. I have 3 calendars. So I have a written calendar that I actually use, as well as I have 2 electronic calendars that I work off of. And that's the only way that I can actually manage and fluctuate my time. And I say, so utilize those resources, and, take notes. Journaling also helps relieve a lot of the pressures that we're also taking in all day long, right? Because we were talking about energy earlier. So it's a combination of energy constantly moving too. So we need to make sure that, we're also taking time out and just, either making notes of some of the great things that happened today, or just taking notes of those ideas, those inclinations that come to us, as well as just calendarizing everything.
That's really a good suggestion. But Lisa, as a male realtor, let me just share something with you. Mm-hmm. My work-life balance is maintained by my wife. I'm a workaholic guy, because I personally feel like, if I keep working like 24/7, for me, work is fun. So I technically am not working, but she is the one who always brings me back onto the family life and say, you know what? I think now you have to switch yourself onto this side. So this is what the beauty is. So not only those female counterparts who are working as a realtor at the forefront, they are maintaining work-life balance, but over those female counterparts who are not working, who are actually at the back end, are also beautifully bringing that work-life balance. So
Absolutely. I
that,
agree with you.
that's something amazing. Uh, Lisa, I
So
started
kudos
my.
to your wife, for being able to do that.
Oh, she's everywhere. Uh, she is a realtor by profession as well, but she loves doing a lot of construction too, and she kept herself busy, especially like with our young kids. So she's really putting a lot of efforts, and I think she definitely is doing a commendable job in carrying the family forward. And now, Lisa, as a realtor myself, I see there are a lot of challenges I faced in the industry when I started as a realtor. Of course, if I face challenges, I can very well understand how many more challenges is for our women counterpart. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start. So I will tell you, you were correct in your stating that. I mean, you talked about your own challenges and that it was never easy to get to where I am today. And what I will say is, it was, believing in yourself in the process, having an amazing people in your life that also feel that same way about you, and know that, like, we are born into this world to share in our greatness. And sometimes, we have to go through these reminders or lessons, as you want to call them, that take us back and take us a step back to learn something from, so that we will only shine out our greatness. And when I think about challenges, so within the industry, there's all kinds of challenges. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we have, if I think about it, there's the woman on woman situation. There's also the backdooring where, or there's where people feel inferior to speak to you as a woman. So you have so many different aspects and elements that happen in the industry, internally and externally. And when I say that, I'm referring to organized real estate versus being in the industry. So there's two different types of challenges. I will tell you, as a woman of color, our challenges are much harder. Yes, 100%. I won't deny that. And was it easy to be a breakthrough in that process? No. But it was perseverance and continuation and believing in that your intentions are set to do the right thing.
Yeah. And I can definitely very well understand and correlate it, because I personally have gone through so many challenges to bring this organization onto this level, and I can definitely understand on the other side too. But maybe I'm not able to fully understand it. But yes, I try my level best. Now, there might have been many instances in your life where you felt that this industry was not meant for you. Did that ever happen to you?
I think the challenge that came up once in my lifetime, when I think about a couple of years ago, when I first ran for president, and I had lost. And I will tell you, it was very hard on my soul, because I put my soul into my campaign. And it was hard to go through that process of not understanding why universally it wasn't my time. And it made me come to a point where, I went through cyberbullying. I went through every kind of hate and all of these terrible things that I knew did not resonate with me, or who I am. And it was judgment. It was judgment all over the place. And I think that was one of the biggest challenges to have to face, and not just once, but to have to face it again, and sit and say, okay, do I really want to do this? Because you see a different side of the industry once that happens, and you have to sit there and going, like, I remember just going back to one of my spiritual gurus and saying, I don't know, Alan. I don't think this is where my heart is anymore. And I think that I'm meant to do something else. And it was because I just was so taken back by how much judgment and hate was sitting outside. And it wasn't everybody. Let me just make that straight. There was just people that judged you on every level, and they didn't even know you. Then they didn't give an opportunity to get to know you, but they decided to, close that book and assume whatever they wanted to without giving you an opportunity to speak your mind. And that's not the first time. I will tell you, I've ran in politics in my 20s. And when I ran into politics, I had the same challenges, and I was discriminated on different bases. I was discriminated on color, and I was discriminated on age. And so when I look back at that was like a reminder. It was like almost like you're a knife sticking in your heart again and again, and not understanding, okay, what are the lessons that I'm meant to learn through this process? What am I supposed to take from this process? And where am I supposed to grow from this? And that's the difference, is being able to ask yourself those questions, being able to look at yourself and say, what lessons am I supposed to learn from this? And knowing that that judgment and that type of behavior was not yours, and that it was reflected of somebody else, because we are teachers to one another. And when you come from that understanding, you look at things in a different perspective. And so that was my causation, where I took 6 months to a year to kind of say, okay, what's in my soul, what is it that, where is it that I'm meant to serve? And I remember getting that phone call from somebody saying, "Please, let's have lunch. I want to talk to you about something." And of course, that something was, "Will you run for president?" And I paused. I said, "I honestly don't know, because of the behavior that I had to endure the last time." And so what ended up happening was, it was still, the seeds were already in my soul. Like, it was meant to happen. It was just a matter of time. And of course, I went back and forth. I went into my soul. I did my meditations. I was trying to feel out intuitively what was meant for me. And then, of course, I couldn't figure it out. So I called my spiritual guru in Hawaii, and I said, "Alan, I am like tossing and turning every single day about this, and I don't know what's in my soul." And we did one meditation, and instantaneously, on both sides, his and mine, it was a go. We saw the waves, we saw the green lights. It was just, you had to do this, and this was going to be a breaking point. And so I understand so much more as to why I am here in such a year, to be able to lead and to represent the industry. And so when I think about those things, it rebuilt my love again for the industry, because I got to bring out what comes in my soul with my chapter of my term of presidency. So, and I believe in love and kindness. And of course, that's what I'm sharing out through all my messages.
Wow. That's quite an interesting story. And I think these challenges, this hate, and this, when you are identified as a color, or as a gender, or as an age, I think that brings out the best from a leader like you. And this might be one of the reasons why you are going to lead the world in a different way. Those challenges makes us a better human being. Those challenges tells us, like, there are so many times I tell my team members, guys, we have to learn from other people what we have to do. But we have to similarly, on the same grounds, we have to learn what we are not supposed to do. Because learning what to do is important, but learning what not to do is more important.
And just to add to that, I mean, we're here for two reasons, right? Which is love and service.
Absolutely.
So we always have to ask ourselves, where am I meant to serve? So when the first words out of my mouth every morning is, "Good morning, divine. Wow, where is it that you'd have me? Where is it that you'd have me serve today? What would you have me do today? What would you have me say to whom? Guide and light my path."
Yeah, absolutely. And no, I have, and Lisa, I really, really appreciate the way you have expressed your journey as a president. I'm pretty sure, there were challenging moments, but I think there might be some of those moments which actually brought pride in yourself. Of course, one of the moments was when you were elected as a president. So is that the moment what you think brought a lot of pride to you?
You know what? That's a hard question, because when I think back, I mean, I've done a lot of things, and I should tell that to everybody. I had the opportunity to be a host on television. I had my own TV show that was called A Greener Durham. I was in the mortgage industry for many years. I was brought up with entrepreneurs my entire life, as well as my grandfather was an entrepreneur. And not only that, but I mean, I've been in event planning, publications, marketing, so a little bit of everything. And I think it's because I got to take all of those skills with me and bring them and plug them into who I am. So I think, glorification of successful moments. When I think about that today, I think about our realtors, our TREB members. They make me smile every single day, and with their sweet messages that come in, and the things that they're doing on a daily basis to help families, I think that moves me. I think about all the little things. You remember those clients that you have that want to buy and can't buy, and it takes them 4 years to do it. I think those are wins. My presidency, I think that the universe picked me. I didn't choose it. The universe chose me. They chose somebody that they needed to be strong through a global pandemic. The universe picked me on the levels that we needed to showcase that, like TREB already, our members represent all of diversity and inclusion, 100%. And I think, this is a milestone and a breakthrough when you have somebody that's leading that comes from that cultures, and, or is embedded in that, and it's change on another level. And then of course, the youthful aspect and breaking waves and those. So I look at today as wins, where when I get a message from somebody that's asking, "Hey, Lise, I'm thinking about getting involved." That shows me love and care. And I want people to care about this industry. I want people to hold it in their heart as much as I do.
Perfect. That's such an wonderful feeling. I have so many other questions, but time is not permitting us because we have just 1 minute left. But I was so much carried away in the discussion, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, before we say goodbye to everybody, and a special message from a woman to other women in real estate industry.
So my words, first off, from my heart to all of you, much love, and happy International Women's Day. And I want you to know that today and every day is about celebrating all of us. And anything that you desire to do, you can do it. And know that you have support. When I think about our industry today, now we have a Women in Real Estate Task Force that's out there. And there are so many people that you can turn to that's willing to help. I mean, outside of TREB, I will tell you, as women presidents, we're stepping up together and creating a network that we can say, listen, we want to help support more women in this industry. So the support is there. Believe in yourself. Know that whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it. It may not be at the time that you desire to, but it will happen. Just keep believing.
That's such a sweet message, Lisa. I think on this special day, I would also like to convey a special thanks to all the women in our surrounding. Lisa, we actually made a very big initiative, especially here in Brampton, when we took the naming rights for Brampton Soccer Center and we converted that into Save Max Sports Center. And that was a very proud moment for me as an immigrant. But you know what was the power behind that? The power of those 100 women who are working under Save Max banner, who are working day and night to make those things happen, to give me the courage, to give me the strength to make those kind of decisions. And they definitely deserve a special round of applause from the bottom of my heart. And my
You asked, right?
and all other women out there in the world who are taking charge as leader, who are coming at the forefront, either it is the family life or it is the professional life.
Absolutely.
They are true leaders.
And I also want to thank you, for what you're doing. I mean, it's not only employing so many people, but giving people so many opportunities and believing in them, right? Sometimes people just need one person. That was part of like my journey, is somebody planted a seed and said, Lise, you can do this. So know that you're doing the same for those 400 people, and for communities like Brampton. And those are the touching stones, right? When you can put a mark into the world that is only going to enhance it.
And I think, Lisa, we are doing it as a special. It becomes our duty. I consider that that is a part of my job. That is a part of my obligation to this beautiful world. Whatever I can do in my limited capacities, and whatever the power and strength I can give to others, I think it is. I'm not doing any favor to anybody. This is my role. This is my life, and I want to make sure whatever I have been assigned, I should be trying my best efforts. Maybe I'm not able to fulfill and achieve that goal. That's fine. The only regret I will have in my life, if I have not made enough attempts, if I have not put the best efforts. Result doesn't matter to me. So thank you very much, Lisa, for joining us for today. And thank you very much to all the wonderful women out there on this special occasion of International Women's Day. Wishing you all a good luck. Keep inspiring others. Keep sharing your success story with others. And keep taking this word forward with a light in your hand, so that we all can become a wonderful human beings. Thank you to all the women out there on International Women's Day. And thank you, Lisa, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. So, friends, this was Lisa Patel, President, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. And you have heard her incredible journey, challenges, her moments where she felt demotivated, but still she rose herself to the next level and made sure she is putting herself as an example to all the wonderful women out there. Thank you very much for joining us today. And we will bring you more interesting people, more interesting stories to encourage you in your day-to-day life. Have a fantastic day. And once again, happy Women's Day to all the women out there. Thank you very much. Have an amazing day.